Zirakashvili, Brzenk will go last today, and I'm going to start with the GOAT. John, back at East versus West. You came back recently, you pulled Oleg and looked super impressive. The train continued. The next stop, stylistically, incredibly different to the man you faced last time. And when you look at the sort of form guide, few people would say that this is a more difficult test. This is a guy who's quick, who's going to look to try and blast around your power, not through it, doesn't allow you to get the bite. Where's the threat level with this young man?
There's definitely some concern. There's been a lot of big talk from the Levon Irakli training camp. A lot of hype, probably well-deserved hype. Yeah, no, all those things are true. Every match is different, Neil, as you know. My strengths might not even come into play, so, but we'll find out tomorrow.
Now, we've heard a lot of people say, oh, John's never faced a guy like this before. This is a new thing.
I think I have faced every single type of arm wrestler.
Now,
yeah.
Liliev.
Yeah, well.
This guy's got shades of the danger from the speed.
Liliev and this guy sitting to your right, also very similar style, very similar style. Posting style, top roll, a lot of back pressure, a lot of hitting hard outside. I know it's dangerous, but I'll find a way to deal with it.
Do you feel like he lacks some versatility potentially, John? Obviously, Irakli's a guy that when he's been stopped has struggled.
I think Irakli is pretty much, from what I've seen on the internet, which is all I can really go by. He's pretty one-dimensional. He has his move. He has his strong point. He has his favorite direction. I don't feel the danger of him coming towards me and hooking me. But that's always a possibility, so I'll be aware of it.
Let's bring Irakli in at this point. Irakli, huge opportunity for you here on Saturday night. You get the chance to pull, you get the chance to beat the GOAT. You told us that next time we saw you, we're going to see a very different man. What have you brought here for us to Istanbul?
მადლობა მინდა გადაუხადო ენგის ასეთი კარგი ტურნირისთვის. მე როდესაც ვარჯიში დავიწყე, იყო 2012-13 წელი. მაშინ ჯონი უკვე ლეგენდა იყო, ერთ-ერთი მართლა ჩემი კუმირი იყო და მე მომერც მადლობას ვუხდი, რომ დღეს უკვე ჯონს ხვდები. შეიძლება მაშინ ვერ წარმოვიდგენდი საერთოდ, რომ პირადად ვნახავდი ჯონის, მაგრამ მე ახლა უკვე მატჩი მაქვს და ჯონისთან და ანუ იმდენად კარგი ის არის ჩემთვის, რომ ისე ვივარჯიშე, რომ ანუ გამარჯვებისთვის ვარ მხოლოდ აქ ჩამოსული და მხოლოდ მოგება მინდა რა.
So, Engin, thanks for the invitation. First of all, he showed his gratitude towards to you to give him such an opportunity. And then he started saying about the GOAT since basically 2012-13 when he became in this sport involved as a professional level, Irakli speaking himself. John was already a GOAT, and also John was for him the guy who inspires him the most back then already when he started arm wrestling, right? And he would never imagine that one day he would even have such an opportunity to even pull against the GOAT. So he says that this is, for me, it's like tremendously, really such an opportunity that it has to be used and it has to be utilized as best way possible. So there is no way that he came here for the loss.
And Irakli, obviously you're a confident guy. We've heard Levon talking about your level now and where you're at. You've got your biggest opportunity in your career. And we know you said before, if you got that shot, you wanted to be at your very, very best, the peak of your potential. Are we going to see that on Saturday night? Have you managed to be your peak potential? Is this the best of Irakli?
ნამდვილად ახლა საუკეთესო ფორმაში ვარ. ჩემი ფორმა ყველაზე კარგად ახლა ნუ ქართველებმა იციან და განსაკუთრებულად ლევანმა იცის, იმიტომ ლაპარაკობდა ჩემზე. ანუ ერთად ვარჯიშობ და ჩემს მართლა მაქსიმუმს ვაჩვენებ და ერთ-ერთ საუკეთესო ფორმაში ვარ, რაც ყოფილი ვარ. ბევრი ჩემი შეცდომები გამოასწორე გამოცდილებისთან მიხედვით და ნუ ვფიქრობ, რომ უფრო მაღალ ლეველზე ვარ ახლა, ვიდრე ვიყავი წინა მატჩებში.
For sure, Neil, he has brought the best shape possible that he has ever brought to this sport. He said that obviously Levan talks such highly of him because Levan knows him the most, because they are obviously, it's not a secret, they are sparring partners, and other Georgians also pretty much know how strong he is, and he's gonna prove himself that he's gonna deliver the best shape possible, because this opportunity has not to be missed. Yeah, he's ready.
Now, for a guy like yourself, who's been in the game as long as you have, who's won as much as you have, you'd think you may be past nerves. But then you find yourself in a match with John Brzenk, with the greatest arm wrestler of all time. Does that change things? Are you nervous?
სულის ახლა არა ნერვიულობით ნამდვილად არ ნერვიულობ, მაგრამ როდესაც მაგიდასთან ჯონი გიდგას, მან უკვე ყველაფერი ნათქვამია და ყველაფერს უნდა მოელოდე, რა თქმა უნდა.
So it doesn't change the fact in terms of whether he's nervous or not. He's not nervous. He's not nervous right now about this upcoming match, but like you said, we are speaking about the GOAT. We're speaking about John, so he's expecting pretty much everything. Anything could happen. Anything could be done by GOAT. And so he is like confidence. His confidence is like 100%, and he's not nervous. He's ready to take this opportunity.
Irakli, Levan said that John should stay at home. And then John said that stay at home or crush your training partner. And he said he's gonna crush Levan's training partner. You have any answer to that?
Ну, რა თქმა უნდა, არ მოეწონებოდა ჯონს, ახლა ლეგენდა არის და მასეთის სიტყვები ლევანისთან არ მოეწონა, გაბრაზდა, ნუ მისაღებიც არის და ნუ უფრო შოუსთვის ძალიან კარგია და ჩემთვისაც უფრო მეტი მოტივია ეგ, რასაც ლაპარაკობენ რა.
He understands, obviously, John should have been expressing such a reaction that he did, because it's not pleasant, right, to say that you just have to stay home and not compete against a young arm wrestler like himself, Irakli is. But on the other hand, this is very good for show, this is good for himself, because all this highly talks about him and all this type of hype that is building around him gives him even more moral boost to use this.
Pressure on him, and then it motivates him even more.
Yeah, he said that it motivates him a lot more, because of all this hype is building up, because he has to prove himself, you know.
I feel very, very, very lucky to still have the opportunity or still have the strength to be able to compete with this young man. And no matter what the outcome is, I truly suspect I'll see more of him in the coming years. So no matter what happens, I expect to see great things from this guy.
John, we had a chat the other night on the podcast that came in that we didn't get to answer, and it was directly about you, and a really pertinent question in this kind of situation. You've been in the game as long as you have. You're universally recognized as the best of all time. We've seen you go out of the sport for a little while, back into the sport, and it's fair to say that a couple of times in your career, your inspiration has dipped, your enthusiasm for the game has dipped. We recently saw you have stem cells, get some repair work done. Are you sort of here for a long time now? Are you excited about the sport again?
Well, the stem cells, the jury's still out on the stem cells. I would love to rewind the clock and tell you months from now that I feel like I did in my 30s and 40s, but the jury's still out on that. But yeah, no, I mean, just because of what Ingen's doing in the teams, the East versus West, and the spectators getting excited about picking their team, and arm wrestling is just in a different place, so it's definitely easy to be motivated to excel in the sport right now.